afternoon. I'm here with Pong Nguyen with the Eurasian Bistro, and we're here in northern Pensacola, right off of Davis Highway, the part that everyone confuses as Davis and 9 Mile Road, right here next to the bridge towards Pace. And Eurasian Bistro is such a unique experience. So, Paul, thank you so much for inviting us to come celebrate with you for your ribbon cutting, and welcome to the Pensacola Chamber.
Yes, thank you to Chamber for coming out and help us celebrate and, made it very festive for us, also. So definitely welcome to, for the event and having the Chamber here with us.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was so cool to see everyone in here and experience your place for the first time. Now, I've actually eaten here a few times already, and so I knew what to expect, but to see people's eyes light up when they come in, taste the food, but also see some of your service staff, the humans and the non human service staff that you have, which is kind of part of the unique experience. But, Paul, let's go ahead and jump in first, and let's talk about you and kind of what fuels your passion for this industry, and how did you start your Asian Bistro?
Yeah, so I left Vietnam 46 years ago from, and landed in Florida first, as a matter of fact, and then I ended up in Texas, Houston for the longest time. And over there, they have very large Vietnamese community, Asians. So the food is, not just Vietnamese, it's like a melting pot. You get cuisines from all over the world. But the Vietnamese food is just because we have such a high population, it's very competitive, quality, in terms of authenticity, and all of that's there. And I moved to Pensacola about 8 years now. That's a big culture shock for me there when I came here. I couldn't hardly find, restaurants at the, that I'm used to in terms of authenticity and quality that I got used to it. And so that's sort of always in the back of my mind saying, I wish I had one of those restaurants or one of those guys would move over here and open it. And just last year, I ran into Terry, my partner. Her family used to have a restaurant in Houston. So I jumped at the opportunity and, get together with them. And that's how the idea of having a restaurant started. And that's when we launched it last year.
All right, excellent. So, the restaurant's name is Eurasian Bistro. Now, what type of cuisine do you all have?
Right. So it's part of our roots in terms of cuisines. We have a lot of influence from just different cultures also. But we do have a heavy influence from French cuisine because they were there a few hundred years. So we have authentic dishes within our menu, but also we add dishes that have French influence. And being here in the U.S., that's where the word infusing. We want to bring in the good stuff from all different cultures. That's including what we learn and exposed to here in the U.S. also.
All right, hence the name Eurasian. All right, fantastic. So you have the Eurasian fusion in your food styles. Now, I've had a few of the menu items, but what are some of the items that are your most popular, and what are some of your favorites?
Right. So start with the authentic Vietnamese dishes. Pho is a rice noodle. It's fairly popular, well known around the world. As a matter of fact, somebody told me it's like in the top 10 recognized dishes. So that's on our menu, and it's been very popular. Our Vietnamese spring roll is another traditional Vietnamese appetizer, uh, light, refreshing item that we offer. And then you have things like the Vietnamese banh mi. A lot of people don't realize, but the bread there is a demi baguette, which is from the French. They brought that over, and
Ah,
we eat that traditionally rather than the sliced sandwiches. So that's one of the influence that you see there. Our steaks, for example, our chicken beef. Well, Vietnamese tradition, we don't eat a lot of steak. Fish, chicken, seafood is plentiful in the country. So that's another adoptions that we got from the French too. So there are some of the things, and well, something that we added on, which has been pretty popular around here, is we recognize sliders. I think that's the American thing, right? Still the grilled meat, but people like to have them on those sweet buns. So
yeah.
that's turned out to be popular too. And fried chicken, of course, but with different Asian flavor, sauce and so on. Yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like there's something for everyone. And even if someone maybe they say, "Oh, hey, Vietnamese food," maybe that's not their preference. It sounds like you even have other items that they would like the sliders and stuff like that. But if you've never had a banh mi sandwich, that's actually what I had when I was here the other day. Fantastic sandwich. There's something about the flavors that you put in there where you have the sweet and savory flavors in there, and then along with the bread, it's really, really good. So I highly recommend it. And I've also had your pho, which is really good as well. So now let's transition over to your service
Mm.
because you have a service staff in here, and there's some unique things in addition to your amazing human service staff. What else do you have?
Well, so that's kind of pulling things from my background on what I used to do. So my background is on the technical side. I was an engineer, and so I always love technologies and apply technologies in whatever I do. And so one thing we have here are the robots that we added to our service staffs because if you look at it, where things are going, automations, workflow, machinery that would help us human to be more efficient for us in the restaurants specifically is to save the mundane tasks to the robots and leave more of our, I'll call high value activities to our servers, like interacting with our guests more time and FaceTime and in terms of looking at and delivering quality food to the table. Without having to, carrying heavy loads and all that, leave that to the robots. And that's also a fairly entertaining way of bringing food to our customers also.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, so tell us about the two different robots that you have here. They have names and they also have different functions. Isn't that correct?
That's right. So for servicing the dishes, we have Bella Bot, and her name is Bella. She stands right outside the kitchen door. That's another thing, side benefit too, having these robots is normally when the food is served out from the kitchen, they're put on a counter. And when the servers, it's free up, they come and they pick up the food. Well, in our case, the food goes straight from the kitchen to the table because as soon as it lands onto a robot's tray, the robot gets dispatched right to our customers. So it keep you get your food hot and fresh. So that's Bella. And once our customer finish with the food and the table, with the dishes that need to go back into the kitchen into the dishwashers, we have Holobot, which is the other one. It's a bus boy. It's kind of fitting. I don't know. One is Bella and the other is Holland. But so that one can really carry a lot of dishes, right? Going back to the kitchen, and it goes, straight from the table again, right to the dishwasher. So the person back there, all they have to do is just unload it and put it into the dishwasher. Very efficient way of getting the dishes back there with a tight kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I know I don't remember if your busser has a lot of aesthetic functions, but I know Bella interacts and also is a cat, and so I know that when I brought my son in here, he loved it. So it was a real pleaser for the kids as well, and a great family atmosphere. Well, that's awesome. Tell us what is the best way for people to find out more if they're interested in dining, if they're interested in ordering some pickup to go, and then if they have any questions.
Right. So in terms of services that we provide, obviously in on-site dining, but people can also call in, order online for curbside picked up or delivery. We also have a room back there that we can use, guests can use to host their own private events also.
Oh, okay.
And we also offer catering services, whether it's on site or at the customer's location. And you can find out more about all of that from our website at eurasianbistro.com, or you can just go on and search on the internet, just Eurasian Bistro Pensacola, and you get to us.
All right, fantastic. Well, before we wrap this up, Paul, is there anything that you'd like to say to our audience here in Pensacola and abroad?
Well, I would say, we would love to have more people from Pensacola to really experience the food that we have and offer both authentic Vietnamese food and some of our creations, at the restaurant here with feedback and influences from all over the world.
All right, fantastic. Well, come visit Paul and his staff, including the robots, here at Eurasian Bistro, right here at Davis Highway, where it meets with Scenic Highway. And you can't miss them once you get in here. The food is fantastic, the service is great, and I know you'll enjoy it. All right, everyone. See you later. Goodbye.
Thank you.